Hello everyone, this is Martin. Welcome fellow traders from around the world, and we're going to be looking at the best winning trade ideas for this coming week, November 5th to the 9th. Now, I'm broadcasting from the Toronto area, Toronto, Canada, and tonight, this is Saturday evening, by the way. It's Saturday evening Eastern Standard Time, just after 11 o'clock. That's when things are pretty quiet in my home office, and I'm able to produce this video. But later this morning, Eastern Standard Time, we will be here in Canada moving our clocks back 1 hour. Okay, so that's something that we do here in Canada, and that's something that is truly important for us Canadians, although a lot of Canadians don't like the idea of moving our clocks back in the fall time back 1 hour, and then in the springtime we move our clocks forward by 1 hour. So we're going to get going with some terrific winning trade ideas for this coming week. Now, last week there was an opportunity to make more than 700 pips. Like, wow. I mean, what are you guys waiting for? Watch this video, share this video with your friends and everyone else, and let's get started. Okay, real quickly, here's the risk disclaimer, guys. You can always stop the video, read the information if you're interested. Remember, I produce these videos on a weekly basis for educational purposes, and my only aim is to make you guys a better trader. Finally, never trade with more money you can lose, and a guidance is no more than 1 to 2% of your overall account balance. So on any one trade, try not to lose any more than 1 to 2% of your account balance. If it goes over that, there's something going wrong with your trade ID, and it's time to close the trade. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, as always, guys, we're going to be starting with the Euro USD. This is the daily chart, and again, just for the newbies or people watching this video for the first time, take a look to the right side of this red vertical line right here. This is what happened last week, and we had a big down move and then a big reversal. And last week on this pair, there was an opportunity to make 20 plus 34 extra pips. 20 pips the first day on my sell order below 113.63, and then if you would have held the trade for one more day, there was a further 34 pips. Now, for this week, let's take a look, guys. I'm looking for buys above this level here, okay, 114.24. Sells below here, 113.68. This is a big, huge momentum reversal, guys, and it closed above this speed line. You can see right here. It's kind of the trigger line. So watch what happens right here. These are my levels, and again, let me know if you took a trade, guys, and let me know about your winnings. Okay, so this is the Euro USD. Let's remove that and go on to the next one, British Pound USD. Now, this was a big winner, okay, because last week I mentioned I was looking for sells below 127.73. So, take my crosshair tool, sell below 127.73, which is, take a look to the right side, you can see right here, 127.73. Okay, right about there. Okay, right about there. And I had a sell trade right there, and on the first day you could have made, like I said, 76 pips. I mean, guys, it can't get any easier. All you have to do is follow my weekly videos and decide if the trade makes sense for you. I'm trying to make it very easy for you, and if you have any problems, you want to get some more further information, give me a shout, you know, send me an email, okay? Now, this was the British Pound USD, and now these are the levels for this week. You can see I'm looking for buys above 130.13, sells below 129.20. Okay, Australia USD. Now, not all of my trades, guys, are winners, although most of my trade ideas from last week's video were winners. I had a couple of losses, but this one, I mentioned a sell below 0.7068. Okay, let's take a look. So I had a sell below 0.7, let's take a look, 0.7068, which was around here, okay? That was my sell. So this is the trading action from last week here to the right side of this red vertical line. So I had to sell here. The next day, it completely reversed up to here. You can see with this white candle. And if you were in this trade, now it went down below on the Sunday Monday trade, that black candle. I normally do not trade on the Sunday Monday. I always wait for this first candle here. However, if you would have placed an entry the next day, knowing that it went down, it reversed completely, because if you're an end of day trader, you just wait till the end of the day. Your stop loss would have been above the black candle right here. So this is why I say you would have lost 51 pips. However, I also had a buy. And you gotta get ready. And guys, this is a great tip. I give you two levels, always a high level and a low level. Last week's video, I also said buy above 0.7163. 0.7163 was about here, okay? So I had a buy above here, and if you would have gotten in, you would have made 38 pips. So the first sell trade was a loss for 51. You would have made 38 pips up here for a total net loss of minus 13. So again, really minimize the loss to only 13 pips. Okay, so for this week, take a look. Buys above here, 0.7211. Sells below 71.24. Okay, let's take that off and let's move right on. Gold, you can see gold had a pretty good bounce. I just want to draw this in for you guys right here. See the levels, see the areas, the green above blue, and right between that line there, between the green and the blue, that's a bounce area. Watch for a bounce. I expect price to go higher, although here is resistance. So, but my bias is to the upside for gold to continue going higher. Okay, there was a nice bounce there. Let's go to the New Zealand USD. Now, look at this whopper move up here. New Zealand USD, I had a buy above 0.6614, good for 34 pips. That was on last week's video. For this week's, what do I see? Well, again, this is a huge momentum candle. It's kind of a big clue, okay? Notice that this white candle from here to here is greater than the previous, all the previous candles. Okay, you can see that, and it breaks the swing high here, breaks the previous resistance swing high. So I do expect price to, I'm kind of thinking price will go higher, but again, watch this level to the left. Always turn your head and your eyes to the left side. So I'm looking for buys above 0.6694. For the downside, I'd only be happy if price came all the way down, and then I'd be looking for sells below 0.6546. Okay, so that's my analysis for that. The US CAD here, there's a nice tug of war going on with the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, and for the levels are pretty tight here. But notice I've got an upper trend line, a lower trend line. So basically what we're seeing is we're in a kind of a bullish area. It's a bullish wedge. That's the word I was looking for. So this is a wedge, and from here I expect price to bounce and still go higher. But this is the level. If price does go higher, guys, I'm looking for 131.26. Price goes lower, I wait and look for sells below 130.43. Okay, so let's take that off. Oil, you can see oil just keeps dropping, and if we want to go to the weekly, let me just switch. This is a daily chart, okay? This is what happened last week. Wow, it just keeps dropping. So oil right now is at 62.91. It sits there. Let me switch to the Let me switch to the weekly chart. Okay, there's the weekly. You can see we are pretty well. Pretty well at the at a major swing low here. Look to the left here. Price could come down a little bit lower up to this. You see this dashed blue line. So price could still come down lower, and then we might have a bounce higher. Okay, but ultimately, the oil may come down to. Let me just take a look right there to this area. Okay, so oil could come down to this area. And next, if it comes down lower, down to here. But at some point, it's going to swing higher. Okay, so that is oil. Let's take that off, and let's get on to the U.S. Swiss Franc. Okay, now let me just move this out of the way. Okay, last week, on last week's video, I did mention a buy above 0.9996. Guys, that was good for 56 pips on this candle, and then it went up another. If you were to hold your trade open, or let's say you closed half your trade and made the and actually made the 56 pips, you know, then the other half would have gone another 37 pips on this white candle right here. So, guys, I mean, it's just a matter of following my levels, having some confidence in what you're doing, and if it makes sense, take the trade. Okay, so, and I did have this drawn on the chart last week. This was a resistance area, so I did say that if price was going to go higher, it was going to come up to this area and then possibly bounce down. It came down, but notice we're still above the speed line. Okay, so for this week, I'm looking for buys above 100.54, sells below here 0.9960. Now, a lot of you guys have asked for a proper signal service, okay? And I don't understand what you're really trying to say. Do you know, if I was to operate a proper signal service with consistent updates throughout the week, I would have to be charging you guys money, because that requires a lot of work and effort on my part. But I don't know what you guys want. I mean, I've been pretty consistent over the last year and a half, okay, giving you guys lots of pips every single week, and this is as close to a signal service that I know of. It's probably the best free, and I'm going to emphasize that, probably the best free trade ideas, winning signals that you will find on the internet. So all you have to do, if you want to keep this free, and you don't want to you don't want me to charge you in the future, if you want me to keep this free on a weekly basis, number one, subscribe to me on the YouTube channel to keep getting this. 2, click on the like and the like buttons, and thirdly, share this video. This is the first time I'm actually asking you to share this. I mean, share this with your friends. Let other people know. You know, send a link to this email to some of your friends or other people that are interested in trading, and let them know what I'm doing so that they can follow me on a weekly basis. This way, you're going to get the weekly videos for free. Okay, so I need some feedback from you guys. I need you to let me know how I'm doing, and if you appreciate my free service. Let's get going to US Japanese yen. Okay, US Japanese yen. Also, last week, I mentioned, if you want to check my last week's video, I said buy above 112.44. That was good for 68 pips, guys. 68 pips, okay? And for this week, let's take a look. I expect price to go higher, okay? I'm looking for buys above 113.41 and sells below 112.45. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for here. We have green above blue, which means that we are in a uptrending pattern, although it's a weak uptrend right now. We had a huge move up here, a nice pullback, a bounce right there, and this is a momentum candle right here. You can see this big white candle. It did clear the previous swing high right there. Okay, so I do expect price to go higher, but take a look at this. This is my level, so I would be looking at buys above 113.41. Okay, let's take that off, and we're going to get going to Euro British Pound. Okay, so what do you see here, guys? Now, this is an interesting chart, right? Because, first of all, take a look. We have pink below blue. Remember, we're looking at my easy read charts. Okay, the colors mean something. They're very important. When you have pink below blue, we're in a downtrending pattern and we're looking for sell trades. But more than that, it's not just downtrending. When you have pink below blue, we have momentum. I'm a momentum trader, and everything I've got in the charts spells momentum. This is what I look for. So I'm looking for momentum to trade in the direction of the momentum and the trend. Okay, so here you can see price went down sharply, okay, all the way down here, went up sharply, so there's a lot of volatility, okay, big swing down, big swing up, a lot of volatility in this Euro British Pound. Then again, another major swing down with these two black bearish candles. Okay, so for this week, looking at buys above 0.8806 and sells below 0.8755. Now, these black candles, they're huge momentum candles to the downside. We have pink below blue. I'm really expecting my biases to the downside, okay, for continuation for this pair to go down. Okay, now let's take a look at the next pair, and we are at the Euro Japanese Yen. Last week, there were two small winners here. I said buy above 128.25. All you have to do, guys, whenever I'm talking, make note of what I'm saying. Like, have a little notebook beside your computer, make some notes, and always review this week's video with last week's video so you can compare. So I'm not making anything up, guys. I mean, everything is down visually on the charts. All you have to do is go to a previous video to see what I was talking about and whether it really happened or not. Okay, so this pair, Euro Japanese Yen, for this week, looking at buys above 129.54 and sells below 128.17. Okay, now we move on to the Euro Audi. Look at that, guys. Want to show you one thing. See this big box here? Okay, I had the upper and lower range of a huge sideways market. This is a ranging market, okay, up and down. And finally, we had a breakout. And I talked about waiting for a breakout for a couple of weeks. Again, go back to my last two previous videos. You'll hear that I was talking about that. And finally, we had a breakout here, big momentum breakout to the downside. So for this week, I'm looking at sells below 157.88 and buys above here 158.63. Why a buy? Okay, ask yourself, why would I be possibly looking for a buy? Well, how about a counter trend move after a big move down? Okay, so you know, the markets can anything can happen, and I'm hedging the fact that the markets there could be a rebound to the upside here. So that's why I've got that there. And this one last week, guys, again, no kidding, my last week's video, I stated sell below 159.87. Where's that? 159.87. That was right about there. I had a sell right there. I mentioned look for sells below this level, and you would have made right there 167 pips. I mean, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. This is pretty simple stuff because I'm giving you the levels. Okay? And all you have to do is keep watching my videos. You'll understand what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to I'm trying to help you become an educated trader, and this is what happened last week. This was good for 167 pips. My entry was here, and my stop loss would have been right about there. That's my stop loss. You can see price never did go higher. 1-to-1, even if, I always mentioned look for 1-to-1, at least on a minimum. That would have been here. However, this next, on the Thursday's trade, this is Thursday's candle, guys, okay, Eastern Standard Time. This white candle, it didn't go up high. It closed even below this blue dash line, which acts as dynamic resistance. So I was very confident that it would go down further. Holding on to the trade, you would have made 167 pips. But hold on to your hats, guys, because the next currency pair was the biggest mover last week. And for all you guys that keep watching my weekly videos, I always close the video, the weekly video, with the British pound, Japanese yen. Take a look, guys. I mentioned last week buy above 144.24, 144.24, which was 144.24, which is right about there. Okay, right about there. From here to here, just in one day, you would have made 231 pips. 231 pips, guys. If you add all the pips you could have made last week, it was an opportunity to make over 900 pips. Okay, in total, 700 pips just holding onto a winning trade for one day, and then if you would hold on to the trade for a second day or more, you would have made an extra almost 200 pips. So for a total of almost 900 pips. Last week, great winning week. Hopefully, guys, you appreciated this video. And for this week, you can see my levels here. Buys above 146.83, sells below here. Okay, I'm hoping that you will share this video with your friends, guys. Please do yourself a favor. Share this with everyone you know, all your trading friends. And this way, I can assure you that we are going to try to keep these weekly videos on a free watch basis. So for now, they're free, but I'm asking you to share in my enthusiasm and share this with your friends and fellow traders. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you the next video. If you have any good trades that you made and you're making money, please comment. Send me a comment down below the video and let me know what's going on so we can share this with other people. Okay? Take care, guys. Bye for now.